All right, welcome in, fans, to the first, mind you, episode of the 2315 Sports Show. It's been a long time coming. What do we say? About a year, probably, in the making.
Yeah,
It's been tough. It's been a
yeah.
long
It's
road,
something
but
we've been talking about.
for a while. So this is the first one. Um, Probably gonna be some bumps and bruises along the way. Most guaranteed that, but should be fun. So a little introduction. I'm Brian. Uh, my co-host here is Ethan. We have been best friends since I was in first grade. You were in third, probably.
Yes, sir.
So over 20 years. Always played sports growing up. Love sports. Would love talking shop about sports. So that's why we made this. We are gonna have a lot of fun with it. Um, a little bit of me. I'm originally from Kentucky. We recently moved to Wisconsin about 7 years ago now. Um, so this was a way for us to kind of connect and talk sports and get our opinions out there. My sports background, I love anything Chicago except those White Sox, those Southsiders. Can't stand that. But um, and then college, that mostly North Carolina Tar Heel base there. So, how about you? What you got?
Yeah, so I'm Ethan, based out of Kentucky, born and raised. And like Brian said, we've been best friends for over 20 years. And so it's just a good way for us to connect and to be able to, still hang out and talk sports with everybody. My sports, I like all things Boston, Red Sox, Celtics, New England Patriots. College goes to the Kentucky Wildcats, of course.
Ooh,
L's down.
L's down. Uh-oh.
That's right.
Talk to him.
That's right. I'm gonna get that natty this year.
Well, we'll see. You got to get past this weekend. We'll get that later on in the show because
Yeah.
that's a little rivalry there. But so moving forward here, just want to talk a couple current sports that's happening, dude. What about this I mean, big Shohei Ohtani signing? That thing, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that 700 million, that is
Yeah, in 10
crazy.
years.
Yeah,
10
which I
years.
know he said he's gonna defer, 68 million of that, but shoot, when he's done playing, he's gonna get that fat check.
Yeah, that's 68 million a year. So that's 680 at the end of it. So he's taking 2 mil a year, which for the Dodgers, that is a steal. Like, I'm sure now everyone wants to go back and sign him for whatever he wants if he's going to do that. Like, that wasn't
Yeah,
known, obviously. But I mean, now the Dodgers, they'll just go and get whoever they want. I don't
yeah,
know.
and
I said from the start, I mean, obviously he's a generational talent. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. But as a Cubs fan, I don't know as I wanted him for the amount of money that they thought. They thought around 500 and
yeah,
six. And I don't know if I could justify that for one guy. Like,
that's a whole lot of money, and I mean that's when I mean for me they hyped up the Red Sox to get him for a little bit at first, and they were like, oh, the New Balance guy from Boston, whatever,
mm,
Shohei, and
yep,
so like we're gonna get him, and then but thinking about it, they're not gonna pay Mookie, they're not gonna pay anybody else. Why are they
why
gonna
him?
pay this guy? So, but the Dodgers made sense all along. Doesn't really have to
Oh,
move across town,
yeah.
but I
And they're
mean,
gonna, I mean,
700.
definitely
They're gonna,
built to win. I
yeah, and
mean,
that's what he give them the room to go
oh,
and spend and make all kinds of more moves to upgrade that team, which like they need much upgrading anywhere.
right.
So
I mean, they're pretty much an all-star team, which they didn't win I mean, showed them last year. I mean,
yeah,
they didn't win, but they were a hell of a team. And
yeah,
with him, I mean, I know he's not pitching this year, which everyone's like, "Oh, what if he never pitches again?" It's like, so
okay,
what? Like,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, he might not be able to pitch again, but he's going to be able to play the field somewhere. Like,
Yeah,
and I
he's
mean, he
good
came
in
from the
that
outfield.
outfield.
Yeah. So, I
He
mean,
could probably
again,
learn to play first base.
700 million.
Yeah,
That, that's I mean, that's almost $1 billion. I mean,
yeah.
when you're talking 300 million at that rate, he's $1 billion player, which he's already made that. But um, I don't know. I don't know if I could have justified paying that, even with the deferment. Like, I don't. That's a lot of
Those
money.
owners, the owners, they just really don't care. They're just there to win
Oh,
championships, and he's going to bring in the money and the revenue.
sure.
So, I mean, all
And
in
it's
all,
LA.
that 700. That's 700 million to them. It's an investment, and they're gonna make that money back. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, they already did. Speaking of him, he was in on that the Glasnow trade. Like, he was pushing for him to get for them to get him, and it's like, and they just signed him to it. I saw today they just signed him to an extension too. I think another
yeah,
130, 180, whatever it was.
yeah,
Um,
and
which
then
is
when they
that's big money.
yeah, and when they come in and sign his buddy that Yamamoto, it'll be
Oh, dude, that
it'll
kid,
be crazy.
that kid's that kid could be the real deal. Like, he's young. I think he's like 25.
Yeah,
So
25 can pitch, can hit. It's gonna
yeah, I mean
another Shohei pretty much.
yeah, it could be, which would be insane.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I kind of want that kid to go somewhere else. Like,
yeah.
one, the Dodgers are already an all-star team. Like,
Why get
why
another
have
one?
more? Like, I don't know. Like, it's a lot. Um, I don't think anything really else has happened in that baseball run that's huge. I mean, there's still some big names out there.
Yeah,
Um, I know you had a couple, I think, wrote down.
yeah. Couple. We got Blake Snell and Cody Bellinger. Bellinger go back to the Cubs, or
Dude, I hope so. Like, I think they should have done that right from the start.
yeah,
Um, but
they
because
probably
now
will. They're
it's
gonna
kind
get it worked out. They'll get it
yeah,
worked out
now
where
it's
he'll
kind
be
of
back.
well, I mean, I think they said down to the Blue Jays and the Cubs, and it's like, well, I mean, do you want to go to another country and play? Like, it's
Yeah,
technically another country. So,
yeah.
um, I don't know. I don't
He
know. I
likes
hope so.
Chicago. It seems
Yeah, he
he had a
did.
good year last year.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I mean, and that's there all the time. So, and it doesn't matter
Yeah,
if Chicago loses 100 games. I mean, they're going to be there.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Everybody loves
um,
Chicago. So
yeah, definitely. Still some big names
yeah,
out there. So,
yeah.
that's
And that's
that's
with
kind of that's coming
yeah
up.
with Snell. With Snell, I'd like to see him come to Boston. I don't think he will, but we need a bona fide number one because
Mhm.
Chris Sale, he can't stay healthy enough.
No.
He's more like a 3 or 4 anymore, and so getting
Mhm.
Snell at least to come in and pitch, give us some decent games, but we're not going to be competing anytime soon for any kind of
That's a
championships.
tough division.
Yeah,
Your
and
guys' division is tough.
the GM doesn't want to spend anything, so
Yeah, which
but
I don't understand. And then they just got rid of they sent Verdugo to the Yankees, which is just like,
yeah,
you can't do that.
not
Like,
I hate it. Everybody
why would you
loved
do that?
Dugo,
Yeah, but why
so
would you do that? Why would you put him to your rival in the same division? Like,
yeah. Well,
I
and
don't
that's
know.
what they thought they were going to flip him in the Juan Soto trade, but
No,
he said it wasn't going to happen.
no, they're smart to keep him at
Yeah,
that rate.
he's good. Yeah, he's a
That's
good corner outfielder.
that's kind of an underrated signing too, or trade. They traded right for Soto.
Yeah, they traded for him. Yeah,
Um, that's a pretty underrated signing or trade for the Yankees because he's another that was like a generational talent. Um, and in that lineup, he's pretty much
yeah,
untouchable. I mean, all
yeah.
those guys
Well,
gonna benefit
wanted
from that.
yeah wanted out of what was it, Washington,
Yeah.
and then went to San Diego for 1.5, 2 years, and
Mhm.
then got out again. But that lineup, the middle of the lineup with Judge and now Soto and Stanton,
Mhm.
they're
I mean,
gonna
you
be
go one
tough.
before that, you take Rizzo from the Cubs. He's
Oh
still
yeah,
there, I
yep,
think.
yep,
I haven't heard that they're getting rid of him or not. So I mean, that's a
yeah.
pretty
If they can
stout
figure
lineup.
it out, pitching wise, they'll be tough to beat still. But they're a lot of home run or strikeout guys. Not a
Exactly.
lot of hitting for average. So
No, no, and that was their downfall last year. I mean that
yeah, we're getting
that
Doogie in
home.
that lineup. He's a good average hitter.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and they got a couple, but not. They're they're the Bronx Bombers. I mean
yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
they
they live
are.
by. Yeah,
But you can't win in the World
no,
Series when it comes
not
down to it.
anymore.
That
Not
doesn't work.
anymore. No.
But um, so kind of transferring out of that. So we had this new thing. We're both huge basketball fans. We love basketball. I'm more of the baseball, but we're both pretty adamant and about basketball.
Yeah.
They had the new thing of the NBA in-season tournament. When I first heard of this, I was like, I don't know. This is it's weird. It they're gonna play tournament games and then they're playing the rest of the week. They're playing their regular season schedule. Like I don't know. What were your first thoughts on this? I thought it was
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. First thought, you're like, I was confused, not sure how it was going to work out, not sure who was, how you were going to do that with the tournament games, and they're going to count as regular season games. But I mean, all in all, it seemed to went pretty smoothly, and players seemed to
Hmm.
like it. But as a fan, I enjoyed watching it too.
Yeah, it was it brought it brought meaning maybe into the middle of or actually not even the middle. It was like what the second month of basketball they already had it.
Yeah. That's
So
and
it brought
that's a
meaning.
nice. You get players who just want to, coast through the regular season and they're just more worried about the playoffs. But getting that extra, 500K to win the in season tournament,
Yeah,
that's a nice incentive for players to
yeah, it's a
get
nice
out there
bonus.
and try. So I
Definitely.
like it a lot.
Yeah, and it brought the feel of like playoff basketball. Because they seemed like they wanted to win. Like, I mean, we were watching, of course, the Bulls. They're abysmal, so we're not even gonna go down that road. They're gonna have to blow it up, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
get rid of
but
everybody, start over.
like going down through it, I mean, teams like the Pacers came out of nowhere, and then now
Yeah,
they're on the radar of like NBA playoff team because they were good. And they were fun
yeah.
to watch.
Oh yeah, and that's what Halliburton. He's pretty much inserted himself there into top 5 point guard in the
Oh,
league conversation at least. And I mean,
I think so.
he's the real deal. He's everything that you want in a player. So he's solid on the defensive end, and then on the offensive end, scoring, creating for others. He's there. He's got it.
Yeah, I do too. And it was good. It was cool. It brought like I said, a playoff atmosphere in the in the beginning of the year. Um, I think it was a success. I'm not a huge fan of who won, but
Yeah,
um, and I also didn't understand. So, did you? I didn't watch the game, so I don't know. So LeBron won the MVP, right, of
right.
this in-season tournament. But I saw Anthony Davis drop 41 points in the last game. Like, okay, how
Popularity contest,
well, or is it because he's LeBron James, he needs to win the first one, and the NBA is
probably.
like, which, whatever. I mean, but I, Anthony Davis got to be sitting there like, wait a minute, dude. Like, I just dropped
Yeah,
41.
yeah. I played better than you almost the whole
Yeah,
tournament. Like,
yeah.
give me my flowers.
Give me this one.
I'm him.
Like, yeah, give me when I'm healthy.
Yeah,
He's healthy for the first time for the first month.
for a
So,
long time. Yeah, that's his
um,
thing. If they stay healthy, AD stays healthy more than
mhm.
anything. I don't see there'll be huge threats in the West.
Yeah, I think so. Um, the only one still I think is Denver,
Yeah,
but I don't know. They're kind of hit or miss right now, but no one's really catching their stride right now
yeah. Well, you get
till after
Jamal
the new
Murray's
year.
out with injuries,
Hmm.
so
Again,
but once
I
he
mean he's
gets
another
back,
one.
yeah, once he gets back, he's good. They have a good deep team, and they can
Hmm.
all put the ball in the hoop.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then speaking of the Bulls, they're looking to blow something up. I mean, Levine already said he's wanting to go to L.A. Him and the thing. So, but I don't know who they, because right in the beginning they said I think I sent you the tweet. It was like D'Lo. I think it was Reeves too.
Yeah,
And
for
that's
for Caruso and Levine,
I don't know if I'm the Lakers, I'd do that. Like Reeves
I
is
wouldn't. I wouldn't move Reeves.
mm, I wouldn't either. He's like
He's he's good
perfect for them.
defensive. He's good
Hmm.
defensively, and Levine's a liability on the defensive end.
Absolutely. I mean, if I'm the Bulls, I'm doing it,
Yeah,
100%. Like
yeah,
give them anything they want. Maybe throw a
yeah.
pick in there later on. I don't know, but um,
They
yeah,
got to
and
move
then
Levine though to start over.
yeah. Well, him and DeRozan's they should have moved him after the one good year he had.
Yeah, if they can get something for DeRozan, then go for
Hmm.
it. But I don't know how much left he's got in the tank and who's willing to give up stuff for him. So, but it'd be good to see him go to another contender.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I, I don't know who would need him um, as much as, and they said like Levine's so and so like I don't know trade market is there. It isn't there's it's like non-existent. I'm like the dude can drop 50 any night. I mean,
Yeah,
he can, but I don't know if it's the defensive side that gets him worried or injury because he is a little injury prone too. But I don't know. I don't know.
it's
But I think
tough.
overall
It's
it's tough.
yeah, but
It's
yeah,
tough.
that
But
that's I mean even looking with injuries and stuff. I mean you had Boston in the end season lost to the Pacers in the semifinals, but no Tingus Pingus. He was hurt, and so get him back and healthy. He's playing again, so as long
mhm.
as Porzingis is healthy, they're going to be
Yeah,
they're the
Boston's
best.
stout.
They're the best team in the East. There's nobody
I think it's by
that can
far.
play with them. Yeah.
I mean, you
So
got here, everyone's on that Milwaukee train. That was a
oh yeah,
huge, huge trade for Dame. I mean, that's a big deal for here. But I don't know if it helped them. Like I I almost think it
they lost. Yeah.
hurt them a little bit.
Well, they lost Drew, and Drew's their
Yes.
defensive stopper, and had a good flow in the offense. And now you're kind of like, all right,
You're
Giannis,
starting
you get a
over.
turn. Dame, you get a turn. There's
Yeah,
not a
that
lot
don't.
of they may figure it out, and
Oh,
they
they
may be
will.
really tough in the playoffs. But because I mean, Dame, when it comes to playoffs, I mean, he's always known for hitting big shots, and
Yeah, yeah, he'll be. I mean, he can, like another one can drop 50 any night, and from anywhere on
yeah,
the floor. I mean, it doesn't matter, but he has to have the ball in his hands.
yep.
So the Bucks were used to Giannis having the ball in his hands. Well, you can't do that. Like Dame is the
And
guy.
yeah, and like I mean, if you ISO Dame, what are you gonna do? Put Giannis out in the corner and just like
Yeah, he
nobody's
can't
gonna go
shoot.
out there and guard him.
No,
Like
I'd let him
this,
shoot
they
all day
they
long.
they play Boston. They're not gonna put Porzingis out there. He's gonna sit in the
No,
paint or Horford, and they're just gonna collapse on Dame if he's driving or whatever. Help out on the other shooters because
yeah,
he can't he can't shoot.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't be afraid of him, honestly. I mean, right
No,
now, I should say. I mean, who
yeah,
knows
and
what they
well, and
add
that's
later on.
yeah. You get the 76ers who I mean, you got Pat Bev there can guard
Mhm.
Dame a little bit.
Oh yeah,
And then Boston, they've got Derek White to throw at him, and Drew and Jalen, and
yeah,
a whole lot of
yeah.
bodies. And I mean, there's lots of good teams out there in the East that can compete with Milwaukee and slow them down at least. May not beat
Oh
them,
yeah,
but can slow them down.
yeah. Well, and again, I mean, let Giannis get 65 like he did the night before. That I
Yeah,
mean, you're not going to win that way. Like, I mean,
no,
you won the other night, but you're
yeah.
not going
In
to
a seven
win.
game series, it ain't
No,
happening.
no. One, you can't do it. Like in day in or every night, you're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't know. It should be an interesting year. Um,
yeah, it'll be good.
I don't know. I don't know who you get. Who you got? Boston, obviously. I have them coming out of the East for sure.
Yeah, Boston out of the East, and uh, I don't know, out
You
of the
going with
West
that Lake
probably.
Show?
I'd like to, but I can't trust Anthony Davis to stay
Mm-mm.
healthy.
Nope.
So
I
that's
agree.
the hardest thing.
I think the Suns. I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
gonna figure it out.
Yeah, when Bill comes in and they start,
Yeah, and he just came back. I think the other
if they
day,
can
didn't he?
defensively, they have to figure it out because
Yes. There's a lot of
Bill
deep
Bill doesn't
nothing.
play defense. Booker doesn't play defense. KD can
Play a little.
some, but other
Yeah.
than that, I mean, you got Nurkic under in the paint, but he's not going out there to stop. They got Grayson Allen, I guess, to be a decent perimeter
Yeah.
defender.
I think the
So
Bucks regret. I think that's a bad move by the Bucks on that one too.
yeah,
Um, I mean he's a Duke Blue Devil, but
Ugh.
and he's a typical Duke Blue Devil, like
Yeah,
hated by everyone. But
yeah, he's an
the
ass.
NBA, he's scrappy. Like
Yeah,
and he can shoot. So, um, yeah, and big time in other news. What about this Draymond thing that happened? What do you think of that?
I'm kind of glad to see him get suspended
Oh,
finally, like
what
for
what they say?
more than a
It's
game.
indefinite, isn't it?
Yeah, which I read the other day where they said don't be surprised for 10 games, but
Oh,
one
I
guy
think
was
it
like,
should be more.
he was like, I won't be mad. I think it was Chris Broussard. He was like, I won't be mad if it's 15 games.
Yeah,
So it'll
I'd
it'll
say
probably be
15 or 20.
somewhere between 10 and 20 games.
Yeah,
Because
you can't
I
tell me he
mean,
didn't mean to hit him.
oh yeah, did a little 360,
Yeah,
backhand to the face.
yeah,
So I mean, he's a repeat offender. He's
yeah,
gotta he's
yeah.
gotta go.
He's got to serve some time. Like, I mean, there'll be fines, but that doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Um,
the Warriors they got to find some help because Clay's falling off.
yeah,
Draymond doesn't give them anything.
mm-mm.
You've got Steph, who's still Steph, but
He's still
Wiggins
it.
Wiggins just got benched.
Yeah,
So you got Kaminga and um, Moses Moody, but
yeah, they're falling.
I don't know.
Um, but that's fine. I mean, there's other ones rising up, so
Yep,
that's fine. So I don't have any main topics left, but we got to talk about one thing that's happening this weekend, and that's the Tar Heels versus the Wildcats.
that's right.
So in Atlanta, right? Coming
I
up.
believe so. Yeah, Catlanta,
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. But
you're in trouble.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you got the size.
I don't know the
You
one.
got some big old boys.
Yeah, y'all do, and that's I mean Trey Mitchell. He's not. I don't know if he can hang with Baycott down there.
They got,
Yeah,
yeah, they're
and then
it should be a good one.
it'd be good. Which
Um,
Aaron Bradshaw, he played well his couple games he's been here. So we'll see. We'll see. It'll be. But I don't. I mean, we got shooters everywhere now.
true.
Wagner and Reed Shepard. He's been on.
He's yeah. Yes.
He's probably he's our X factor. He's the best player on the team. I think.
That might be what it comes down to. Is him. I mean, we're pretty well even.
Yeah.
I mean, we actually got better shooting than we've ever had too, and which is kind of surprising. I don't know. It should be good.
I think.
The schedule's ridiculous though. Our schedule, the past, I don't know, was it the last two games? Like, I mean, we went through a gauntlet there for like we had UConn, we have the Cats this weekend. I think next week or whatever the next one is like I can't remember, but it was like UConn, Villanova, the Cats. It was like 4 ranked games right in a row. And it's like,
Yeah.
good Lord.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I like seeing good teams schedule
Good
or
team.
like better teams to play
Mhm.
because it's. I mean, Kentucky just played Penn and like they beat Villanova. Then they give us a
Mhm.
run for our money for a little bit. They can shoot the ball, but I mean, like we played Kansas earlier in the year. Played Miami,
Mhm.
North Carolina. Play which it's not really a good team, but we play Louisville next weekend, so
Yeah.
that'll be fun to watch for sure.
That's a tough 2 games though. That's a tough, like, heated rivalry game. You got the Heels and then you got I mean, that's a tough 2-game
Yeah,
little stretch there.
and then they jump into SEC play after the Louisville game, and then let's see, I got it here. February 10th, they got to play Gonzaga,
No?
so that'll be they scheduled a tough non-conference schedule or
Yeah.
tougher,
Yeah.
so
Well, I wonder if I
but
mean, they
it'll
don't
be
have
good.
to in that sport, but
Yeah, which I seen see, today. I think Hubert Davis was talking about bringing back the home and home schedule with
oh,
Kentucky and North Carolina. So he said he'd like
oh,
to.
oh, we're
So
we're we're getting tickets to one of them if that
yeah, that'd be
happens.
awesome. Yeah,
That's that's gonna happen. We'll go
yeah.
one each
Well,
place.
last last game we went to was the alumni game at
That's
Rupp.
pretty cool.
So yeah, that was cool. So this next game that we have, we'll travel down to Carolina and watch them play there.
Carolina, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Haven't
Yeah,
been there. Be awesome.
I, yeah, that'd be awesome.
For sure, for sure. So that's all I got. I don't think there's been anything real earth-shattering this
Yeah,
week.
the
I
only
know
other
I know
thing.
there's a guy that you don't like that kinda went a little, well, we're gonna say bitch mode and, cried a little bit this weekend in the
Yeah,
NFL, right?
yeah, little Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
just,
know. Like,
I mean, I get it. You're gonna get upset
oh, yeah,
over
I
a
would get
call,
upset too, but get upset at
but
your
I
guy
mean,
that literally was looking at the ball. Like, if you
yeah,
can't
a
figure out
yard, almost a full yard offside. So, but
yes, not even
I mean,
close.
I guess what bothered me the most was, he's like, you can't call that because you're taking away a legendary play. Like the flag was done before the play
And they
happened, but
counted.
I mean, what are you? Are you above the rules or anything like that? So,
Yeah,
oh, you shouldn't throw that, and then goes on to talk about ticky tack calls, and how you can't, players need to dictate the game, but you literally won the Super Bowl last year on a ticky tack call that hold on
mhm,
Bradbury. So, like,
yeah.
get over it.
Just depends on if if it works in your favor or not, which is
Yeah,
everybody. Like, I mean, we all
yeah,
want those calls, and we all don't want them put against us. I mean, I get it,
absolutely. And I've
but
I've seen I've seen Brady, you know, throw tantrums like that, but
sure.
throws it and lets it go to a
Yeah,
press conference and be like, "We just got to play better." Like,
yeah, he won't. He
have
wouldn't
your
bother.
meltdown, but and then goes to Josh Allen. He's like,
Yeah,
no way they call
yeah,
that. That's so like,
I wish Josh
dude,
Allen
be
would've said, "Dude, we won. Shut up." Like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I think he pretty much did. He just walked off. He was like, "Whatever." Like,
yeah.
and
So I
the
hope they
Bills
get
have been
bounced in the
on
playoffs early.
they might, and the Bills have been on some bad ends against the Chiefs. Like, so Josh
Yeah,
Allen's not gonna feel bad for you at all.
mm-mm.
Not one bit.
No,
That's the wrong
you
guy
get
to
the
do.
13 seconds, to send the
Yeah,
game to overtime. Like, they've
yeah,
had some
not gonna
tough,
happen.
tough games versus the Chiefs. So, of course, it is what it is, dude. It's a
Yeah,
regular season game. Your team's pitiful right now. Your receivers
yeah,
are trash, but
yeah, for sure.
it's whatever. Just, you got to let it go.
Definitely, definitely. So, if you got nothing and I got nothing, why don't you hit him with that
That's it.
outro one time?
That's right. And that's going to be it for today's episode. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, however and wherever you may be listening. If you like the content you're receiving, hit that subscribe or follow button. Join us next week for another episode. Peace.
Peace.